in the small American town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, sitting at the confluence of the Ohio and Kanawha rivers. The city of Point Pleasant would never be the same after the catastrophe that was about to happen. A bad omen was about to hit the town of Point Pleasant, and it would never be the same again. People in the town of Point Pleasant began to report sightings of a large winged creature, half human, half man, that was flying through the air. This mythical creature would be known as the Mothman. One night in the town of Cryptid, West Virginia, two gravediggers saw a black figure fly over their heads while digging a grave in a cemetery. They didn't know it then, but they are credited with being the first people to see the famous Mothman. In 1966 and 1967 is when a variety of sightings began to get reported. On November 15th, 1966, two young couples from Point Pleasant, Roger and Linda Scarberry, and Steve and Mary Mallett, were driving through the town when they saw a large black creature with glowing red eyes standing on the side of the road. The location was also near the TNT bunker area, the site of a former World War II munitions plant. While the couple was driving, Linda Scarberry described the creature as a slender, muscular man about 7 feet tall with white wings. Its eyes had a hypnotic effect. The couples decided to drive and flee the area. While driving, they saw the creature fly above the car, making a screeching sound. It pursued them as far as Point Pleasant city limits. Over the next few days, more people reported similar sightings, especially when the local newspapers covered the topic. The local sheriff, George Johnson, believed sightings were misidentified and actually a large heron bird. Many other sightings reported by people in the Point Pleasant area. Some people said they even witnessed UFO activity during some of the encounters. The UFOs could have a paranormal connection to the Mothman. The name Mothman came from the theatrical movie Batman. There were also many similarities in comic books, and the name Mothman was used in local newspapers. The Mothman is a cryptid creature, and the size is said to be 6 to 7 feet tall, with a wingspan of up to 10 feet. It has glowing red eyes. The body was muscular and covered in dark grayish fur. Mothman is able to fly at very high speeds in the air. Many of the sightings were reported around the TNT bunker area. Many said that the Mothman would hide in the TNT bunkers, using it as a lair to evade people. Today, this area is called the McClintock Wildlife Management Area. The TNT bunker area was also surrounded by a lake that had hazardous waste and was full of pollution. Some also said the Mothman could have been a mutated bird that transformed into an unknown winged creature created by toxic chemicals. After sightings of Mothman started to be reported, there were also a group of strange men in all black clothing that began to appear in Point Pleasant. People reported seeing them in groups wearing dark sunglasses, along with displaying odd behavior. They were said to be a deterrent of people who wanted to report information on the Mothman. The men in black would appear in people's workplace and many other various spots in town. The men in black would appear and then disappear without a trace. The town of Point Pleasant also has a Mothman museum and a research center. The Mothman Museum is run by Jeff Wamsley. Jeff has extensive knowledge and history of the Mothman. He also is part of the festival that they have once a year for the Mothman. In 1975, a book, Mothman Prophecies, was written by John Keel. It introduced a wider range of people in the public of Mothman. On December 15th, 1967, the town of Point Pleasant was hit with a catastrophe. The silver bridge that connected Point Pleasant with Galapagos, Ohio, collapsed. The bridge was full with car traffic. 30 vehicles plunged into the Ohio River. 46 people ended up dying that day. In the tragedy, people reported seeing the Mothman hanging from the bridge a few days before the bridge collapsed. Mothman was the source of doom thought by many local people. Some witnesses also reported seeing the men dressed in all black suits around the silver bridge before it collapsed. Was the Mothman a curse of doom resulting in the death of many people? Was it the cause of the silver bridge collapsing? The mystery remains to this day. The Mothman is one of the most popular cryptids. There is also a 12-foot tall metallic statue of the creature in downtown area of Point Pleasant. It has become popular in culture with its mystifying legacy. The people who reside in Point Pleasant will never forget the sightings and the lives that were lost on the Silver Bridge. Will the Mothman ever be seen again? The search goes on for this mysterious creature.